Hey guys, how's it going? I'm in Germany with my dad and I have silly American questions. Is there Taco Bell in Germany? In specifically Ravensburg, Germany, because that's the city we're in is Ravensburg.
I don't think so, no.
No Taco Bell?
No Taco Bell.
I was just telling my dad I think I could live here because it's really beautiful, but if there's no Taco Bell, I can't do it and you lost me.
McDonald's is here. I think Burger King is here.
What about Jack in the Box?
No Jack in the Box.
Carl's Jr.?
No Carl's Jr.
So, Dad, is there a gay bar in Ravensburg?
I don't know. Don't think so.
You're saying if there was, you didn't frequently attend the gay bar in Ravensburg?
No.
Because how many people are in Ravensburg? It's a small place.
It's like theoretically 50,000.
Hey guys, how's it going? Crispy here. So I am at a lake and I've never been to a lake in my life where it was completely empty. We're literally the only people here right now. I don't know if you know, but I have a horrible, irrational, crippling fear of large bodies of water thanks to Jaws and thanks to Goosebumps. And then there was the horrible film Shark Night 3D, something like that, where someone released sharks into a sweetwater lake and the sharks were alive long enough to kill a bunch of people in the lake. This lake is completely empty and we're gonna go and we're gonna be the only people. And I joked with my dad. I said, well, it's gonna be too easy for the alligators to get us because we're the only ones in the water. My dad said, oh, well, alligators can live in Sweetwater, so they could live there. And apparently there's also water snakes. My uncle's encountered a water snake. I'm gonna die. Thank you for watching the videos, and I'm probably going to be dead soon. So apparently here in Germany they have parking places specifically for Frauen or women. And my dad is upset about this. Discrimination. My dad says it's discrimination. So Dad, this honey, Grandpa makes this honey. He has a bee farm, more or less, and he makes this honey. This honey looks completely different than the honey I get at stores in California.
Because this honey is the first honey of the season, which is very little. The rest of the honey, they make more the thin honey. There's and to different seasons, you have different flowers, and the bees make different kind of honey.
Or here in my paw. Yeah.
A rock band, and I play Janis Joplin.
is Friedrichshafen.
This is Germany still.
Germany, yes. And when you go over here, where the green ends, the trees in, that's Lindau. And just past it, that's Austria. And then comes Switzerland. And from there on is Switzerland, all across across the lake is all Switzerland. So half the lake is Germany, half the lake is Switzerland.
That's so cool. 10 minutes ago it was sunny and beautiful, and now it's this. Now it's raining pretty hard. I guess we're stuck at the restaurant for a little bit. We're walking in the rain. My phone's getting wet really quick. We're taking a break under this guy. It was, you see the lightning? It was very hot. I was sweaty and like couldn't handle the sun. I was like, it's too hot. Like literally an hour ago, it was so sunny, and now it's pouring rain.
For the next 3 days.
For the next 3 days, Germany. So these blue and white flags are specifically for the town of Ravensburg, Germany. And I thought they were pretty cool, and I told my grandpa and my opa I wanted one of these flags, and I asked how I could get one. He said when it gets dark outside that I should hop down, go over there, and steal one at night. That was my grandpa's advice. So I keep running into snails in this exact spot when we walk to my uncle's house. I don't know if this means I'm some sort of snail whisperer or if snails are my lucky animal.
You're just walking as fast as a snail. Snail.
Ha 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 ha. Cause I'm slow, I get it. My dad's making fun of me. Because my dad, for those of you that don't know, has more energy than any human I've ever met in my entire life. In fact, my dad has so much energy that we went to a doctor here in Germany and they said, you have too much energy and pressure in your head or something like that, and let's relieve it by taking out some blood. And they took some blood from him to help with his excess energy. True?
Rang me. Yes, they did.
I'm almost the opposite. I have a serious lack of energy, and when they drained the blood from my dad was like, well, maybe I should give some to you. This is Opa's bathroom, and look, it has like a Sweeney Todd window. How it's all like slanted and cool. So we were literally just on this bus, and then the bus driver literally pulled the bus onto the boat, which is crazy. So my oma, my grandma, really wants to get me to talk to a woman, because she doesn't know.
Move, I'm gay.
Literally, as I was getting on that bus, in the front seat, there was one girl sitting by herself, and there was an empty seat next to her. And as we're walking by, she goes, oh, Christopher, sit here, sit here. And I'm like, oh my God, oh my. Like, first off, saw her for 2 seconds. Even if I was straight, and even if I liked women, just any woman will do. Glad to see that out of all the great things America has to offer, the one thing that has come to Germany is McDonald's.
This is the open border between Germany and Switzerland.
So we're about to cross the border?
You're stepping on the neutral zone, the green zone.
So this is neutral. Neutral?
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Over here they want the post to die. I don't know why. It's kind of aggressive, if you ask me. So the only 2 reasons that we went to Switzerland was, one, to get my grandma this medication that she really likes that she can only get in Switzerland. The other reason being my uncle really likes these potato chips. We filled up this big bag and that big bag that my dad has with potato chips, and now we're at the border. We're gonna smuggle some Switzerland potato chips across the border right now. We're pretty much criminals. Some people smuggle heroin, some people smuggle cocaine. We choose to smuggle potato chips. And when I cross this line, I'm in Germany again. Dad, how long have you been smuggling potato chips across the border? Did you bring your mother so people wouldn't be suspicious? Because you have a sweet old lady with you?
That's the trick.
That's the trick.
Poison ivy.
Aber langsam trinken.
Poison
Schnittesweise,
ivy
gell?
tea made out of poison ivy.
Yeah.
That's okay for you to drink?
Well,
Schön langsam.
it's not that bad actually.
Da ist Pfefferminz drin.
It's peppermint with bread. It's not that bad.
Setz dich hin.
He hates this
Genieß
tea.
es.
Almost
Sit
making
down
him
and
drink it.
enjoy it. Nein. Ich habe einen Tee getrunken. Jetzt musst du aufhören, Mama. Einen Tee habe ich getrunken. Schön bin ich schon.
Dann esse ich.
Oh wait, so this sign says 2.5 hours, and you said that's nothing?
What is the
2.5 hours. The length of Lord of the Rings is the longest movie I've ever seen. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you these trees that are growing out of rocks. They've been here forever. They're like centuries old. Pretty cool. Part of the reason that I stopped was to show you the tree growing out of the rock. The real reason is because I think I'm having a heart attack, maybe a minor stroke. It's a 2.5 hour long hike, and I mean, I'm dying. Surely 2 hours are behind us at least, right?
right? Actually, it's about 5 minutes.
Is 5 minutes German for 2 hours? Wait, I'm sorry, Dad. What did you just say?
We have 7 minutes behind us.
Why do I feel near death if it's only been 7 minutes?
That I don't know. Let's go to to Schilpere Alpe.
Schilpere Alpe, that's what I was saying. Wait, hold on. This is a restaurant in the middle of just wilderness?
Take a break and have a beer.
What? How cool is that? Wait, do they get a lot of business? That is so
There
cool.
will be some more.
That seems like such an interesting business model. We're a restaurant where we hide from the customers. So this is electric, this fence? Touch it.
You touch it.
You touch it. How do we know if it's electric if no one touches it?
There's the next restaurant.
It's a restaurant. Way over there, look at that. What? And there's just chickens chilling outside the restaurant. Or turkeys. So we're taking a quick break to stop because my dad and I are dying. My uncle's a robot, so he's fine. He's part machine, I believe. Uncle, can you tell Kalani that I loved him?
Sure.
Thank you. Day 6 of the hike. We've lost all water and food.
Language protesting, huh?
We did not ration food properly. Death is near. I think we lost my father already. Rest in peace. I don't know what I did to my uncle to deserve this. I apologize. I often think I would like to be ripped. I'd like to have muscles. But then we do a walk like this, and I think I'm okay with being fat. Apparently when you hike all the way the up here in the mountains, there's a restaurant way up here. Listen, the view is amazing. But what? I mean, there are gondolas, to be fair, but they go way past. You would still have to walk all the way down to get here. How does this stay open? Do enough people do this torturous hike? So hear me out about this restaurant. My second point that I wanted to make. This could be the tastiest restaurant in the world. There is no way I would hike all the way up for the best food in the world. I would never do it. If my only option was this restaurant or McDonald's without hiking, McDonald's for the rest of my life it is. I just wouldn't do it. Look at the cow. Hi, sweetie. Oh, that cow's itchy. Look at it. Itchy cow. Day 12. We can't make it past because the cows are blocking the road. Hello, friends. Oh, hi, sweetie. That was one small hike for my German uncle. One giant painful leap for his American nephew. How do you feel?
Tired.
We made it. My dad and I just hiked up this very tall mountain. We hiked for like 2.5 hours, and the mountain was insanely steep. And I am so exhausted, but we did it. Day 27. We were near death, but we killed a small child that was on a hike. Not proud of it, but we had to survive. Made a fire, ate him whole. But we finally made it to almost the top. We're so high up. And again, who are these restaurants that are like, hey, you know that mountain that takes nearly 3 hours to get to the top of? That's where we should put our restaurant. And how do they get stuff up here? I have many questions. This sort of reminds me of in The Last Jedi when Rey was walking up Achto. And we finally made it to the tippy top. Can I touch it? Hi, cow. I'm touching the cow.
Yeah.
So cool. Good grass? Yeah. So we walked all the way to the top of this mountain and we're exhausted. It took like 2.5 hours. So we're gonna take this back down. Oh!
Mission!
Whoa!
Here we go.
This is so much higher than I thought. Oh my god!
You do the Routenfest thing, but you're impressed of this one?
Yes.
That boy is jumping. It's so much higher, he said.
I don't know how to make sense of this, but when I do the drop at carnivals and stuff, in my mind you're attached to a pole that's attached to the ground. And here I feel like I'm attached to one cable and there's nothing beneath me. So you hop out as it's moving. It doesn't stop for you. So what happens if you're a senior citizen and you can't get out in time?
And you lost. Son, you walked up 3,000 feet up to the mountain. Here it's 800 meters. Up there was 1,800 meters.
They had to stop traffic because there's cows coming and crossing the road. That's amazing. What? Yeah, you won't be able to go. So my family and I are about to go up in the trees and do parkour, I don't know, up in the trees. And we have to wear this thing, which my balls are just couldn't be less happy about. Tired, you can always, just fall and hang for a little.
Keep going.
See it? So we did it. We finished it. It was tiring. Oh, and my uncle just finished too.
Yep.
Oh, I hate it.
You hate it? So we're playing this game right now, which is very similar to bowling. It's not exactly bowling, different balls and stuff, but very similar. And literally the last round, all of us got a 0. None of us hit anything. My family's pretty good at bowling. I don't want to brag or anything, but... one's better than 0. So my Oma, my grandmother, kept making my dad drink this tea that he does not like, made out of poison ivy, literally. He thought he was off the hook, but she actually gave him a bag of poison ivy tea.
A year's supply.
To take home, so you're set for the year. You must be so happy.
Jawohl. Ich rufe die an, sobald wir gelandet sind in Amerika. Dann rufe ich sie auch einmal im Monat an.
This part never gets easier for me. I love my family in Germany so very much, but I unfortunately can't afford to see them very often. Every time I say goodbye, I don't know how long it's going to be until I get to see them again. Sometimes I get sad knowing that I can't just hang out with my godfather. I wish I was able to spend more time with my grandpa, who was kind enough to let us stay at his place, or celebrate birthdays with my favorite uncle in the entire world, or be there to watch my cousin Teo grow up. I wish I could be there for him and be like a brother figure to him. Also, the way my father is when he's around his brother is truly amazing. He's always much happier, much more fun and carefree when he's around him. Also, for a man that is so full of energy and tends to be pretty impatient, the moment he's around his mother, my grandmother, he's suddenly so very patient with her, and it's a beautiful thing to see. And my Oma, my wonderful, amazing, sweet grandmother. Almost every time I see her, she cries, and every time I leave, she cries. I love her very, very much. Also, special shout out to Silke, the mother of my cousin Teo. She has got to be one of the sweetest people I've met in my entire life. She has such a big heart. I truly believe the world would be a better place if it was filled with more people like her. So, while not knowing how long it'll be until I get to see the people I love again is very difficult, it also definitely makes me appreciate our moments together so much more. Because I know that our time together is limited, and I truly don't know how long it'll be until I get to see them again. So thank you to my family for the fun times and the special memories. I look forward to seeing you again, whenever that is. Until next time.